Heat culture, baby, right? I've been saying it for years. I've been like, I got a lot of Knicks fans who are like, yo, we're gonna go to college. I was like, you guys are gonna get smacked by the Heat. Like smacked, right? I'm talking shit, admit it, like, yep, it's on a pod now. So if they end up winning, it's gonna sound real stupid, and Knicks fans are gonna come after me. I don't care. I think the Heat are way better. Like I just do. I think the Knicks are good, but I think the Heat know how to play better. And
Being in New
then
York, I was gonna say the city atmosphere was unreal,
yeah,
right? Basketball's better when the Knicks is there. You
absolutely.
know, Patrick Ewing's in the building, no Randall. So I got fans telling me, you know what, it's Obi Toppin's time. You see, and
Yeah,
you know,
he
the first half,
was
they actually were rolling. They were
yeah,
rolling.
he was
Spacing,
chucking.
things were
Obi was
looking good.
chucking.
You know, guys were driving, guys were staring guys down.
Yeah.
Second half hits. Here we
Adjustments,
go.
man. Adjustments.
Adjustments. And I told one Knicks fan, I'm like, basketball is a game of runs. Do you understand this? This is a
Mm-hmm.
suppose a very good coach. Don't forget, you know. And here we are. And I loved it. I held my breath when Jimmy went down though,
That's the
because
thing.
I was
That's
just
the
kind of
thing,
like,
Trey.
That's
When Jimmy rolled that ankle and Josh Hart's foot went into it, I thought the way because it was such a weird like Hart slips as Jimmy kind of rolls his ankle and Hart kind of slips into him. And I thought the way Jimmy was down, I thought either he's gonna be completely fine or he's broken his ankle. Like I didn't think it was like a sprain. I was like, I wonder if he broke this shit because of the way he was down. So as Jimmy's rolling and he's like kind of feeling his way through the game, he gets this injury. And I thought, well, they're screwed. There's the series, right? And then he shoots the free throws because he has to stay in the game, right? But when he stays in the game, I'm like, okay, he's gonna shake it off. That dude was a decoy. But they didn't really like use him as decoy. He took that one shot from the corner and there was no lift. Like he just threw it at the rim. Like it was crazy how little there was. And so as that's happening, I'm like the rest of the basketball world, okay, like the Knicks are just going to attack him, and they didn't, and then they didn't attack him again, and then they didn't attack him again, and then there one time they looked like they were going to attack him, and it didn't materialize right away. They're like, well, we tried, and just like went to another option, and they had 5 minutes and 5 seconds. It was a 3-point game. Well, I guess technically a 5-point game when he got hurt because he hit the 2 free throws, right? You couldn't figure out in 5 minutes and 5 seconds how to attack the guy who's in pain and can barely move? What the fuck, Tom Thibodeau? What are you doing? What are you doing? Like you have
also you
all these options.
you gotta put it on the players too, though, Zach. You can't just
for
give
sure.
us tips.
But
because
they
didn't smell blood. They didn't smell blood.
That's fine, but you can get that wrong in the moment. His job is to fucking coach him to attack. Like how do you mess that up? How do
it's
you mess
not even
that up?
that, Zach. The one play where they did attack him, they brought a screen over so that he can get Jimmy can switch off.
Yeah.
In that instance, and then he just played help defense, and he even threw his hand in to play a little help defense from the weak side. Like it wasn't even. And I was screaming at the TV. What are you doing?
I couldn't go at him. I just couldn't believe the mercy.
Does Tibbs love him too much? He's his special boy. He can't try to show him up. It would dishonor the game. I honestly, if Tom Thibodeau was like, you know what, we're not attacking Jimmy. I mean, would that shock you?
Yo, you know who would have attacked Jimmy? Jimmy would have attacked
Jimmy. Would have killed him.
Jimmy would have gone right at Jimmy, and Jimmy would have won that game by 10.
He would have. Yeah. The Knicks really did blow this, though. I mean, look, the bottom fell out of their shooting completely. I mean, they just Obi Toppin, you said he was jacking up shots. They were open shots.
Yeah.
Dude, they missed in the second half of that game. They missed so many open shots, and you could see it start to compound, right? Like they started pressing because the ball was moving. It was finding open shooters. I think the offense was doing a good job of actually getting looks. They were making Miami look or work, but they were missing everything.
Hey, man. Anybody can shoot in the regular season.
That's right.
Like anybody can shoot in the regular season. This was shit.
They needed ABC, Julius Randle.
Madison Square Garden.
They needed Julius Randle in the second half of this game for some easier buckets because they just weren't getting anything.
Julius Randle doesn't get you easier buckets, so that's the problem.
He can get his own shot up.
And dribble.
He gets himself tough
dribble.
That's it.
Yeah.
But
it's all isolation stuff. But like their thing, when we're talking about it, they're the worst 3-point shooting team in the playoffs, even in the first round. Like that's the thing. When I looked at Jalen Brunson's stats from the first round of the playoffs, he was shooting below 30% from three. I think it was a great game plan from Miami because they were getting killed in the paint in the first half.
That was the thing. They got annihilated in the paint. I think there was like 18-4 in paint points in the first quarter.
Oh, at one point, I think it was like 30-10 or something. Like it was something ridiculous where it was like they were killing them in the paint to the point that said
slightly more than the stat I just gave. So that's good. Good correction.
Yeah, it's fine. Don't worry about it. But it's deeper in the game. But the more important thing was Spo just came back and just completely at halftime said, "Fuck it, pack the paint. Let's make them shoot shots." And they were wide. Everybody got wide open shots, corner threes, everything, and they couldn't hit the broadside of a barn. It was unbelievable.
And then to compound their misses, they were getting beat in transition time after time. Like Kevin Love is a great outlet passer. Kevin Love should not be throwing three outlet passes for easy buckets.
Hey,
that was throwback, baby, man. You weren't in the Target Center when he's hitting Corey Brewer in stride. You weren't there. You don't understand.
Seen Aaron Rodgers in the building and had to show who had the real
I watch this.
He had to ice his arm afterwards, like the way a pitcher does. Like
the Knicks, the Knicks they started missing so many shots that I think they got stuck ball watching their own shots a little bit, right? Like hoping that they were going to drop, and then the Heat would get the rebound, and Jimmy was just taking off. That was like a huge game plan change.
I think there's a psychological aspect to that where it's like you're struggling to shoot as a team, right? And so you are kind of just like ball watching as the shot goes in the air, wondering, all right, is this going to break the dam? Like, are we finally going to get some floodgates here? And I think I really think that's a real thing, and that's a sign of still a young team that's trying to figure out how to adjust in the moment. And they'll probably come out in game 2 and win and be better. And I guess we don't know Jimmy's status at this point when we're recording, but look, they can't. I seriously think like Gabe Vincent is a matchup problem for the Knicks.
Do you dust off Evan Fournier?
Gabe Iverson.
It's amazing.
Do you dust off Evan Fournier to do what?
To shoot threes. If they're gonna play defense like that, you need somebody to make threes.
Dude, I think you're gonna give up.
You need somebody to make threes.
It's game 2. If you're dusting off Evan Fournier,
you might as well go home.
Over.
Yeah, you might as well.
Just saying.
You don't need to go to Miami.
That's a card they've got to be thinking about for later in the series if it continues to go like that.
I'll tell you this.
Jay, he played 4 games to close the season when they were kind of just resting guys. Do you want to guess how many threes he made?
I'm not saying it's going to go well. I'm just saying.
Do you want to guess how many threes?
I wouldn't dust him off to play for Team France.
He made 2 threes in 4 games.
4 game sample size. That's fine. Evan Fournier.
The playoffs are a small sample size.
Wide open. He's at least going to command somebody's attention. The other big problem for the Knicks, I thought, RJ Barrett down the stretch just lost his scruples. Attacking. He was overeager, and you talk about not going at Jimmy Butler. Part of it was just RJ Barrett was not.
He was going Leroy Jenkins, just like charging in.
He had so many brain farts, like it was ridiculous.
Which is crazy because he was so good in the first half.
He had a really good game, like for the most part. But last 5 minutes, it was just bad decision after bad decision.
To be fair, they got in his head. Yeah. They got in his head, and when they kept talking, it was like, we got him. Yeah. We got him. And, he self-imploded, and that was the game.